Well, folks, welcome back to Garage Stories. So this wasn't exactly what I had planned in the past, but, well, things change sometimes. So this mower right here, I've worked on it for years, and I went to the trouble just recently of doing an engine swap on it, but it still had enough persistent little issues after that, one including an oil leak on said engine. But it looks like the crankcase, or I guess you would say your oil pan gasket, which would require pulling the engine out again, splitting it, cleaning it, replacing the gasket. The steering linkage is all sloppy and funky. One of the drive sides might be slightly slower than the other. I am electing to move on because I think it's still worth something. But if I put the time into it to sort everything out, well, I just don't really want to. I just want to get rid of it. I don't want to spend the time and hours and days trying to fix these nitpicky little things. I already have enough other projects out here. Even fixed up in fantastic condition, it might be worth $1,200. Right now, I would be happy to sell this thing for $600. I didn't pay anything for it. All that to say, there may be somebody on their way to buy this thing now. And unfortunately, we ran the battery down. The key was left on. We'll work with them if they're interested in the mower. I tried to make sure they knew what was going on. And they're actually coming from like 4 hours away. So we'll see how it goes. I had it listed at $900. They offered me $750. I'm great with that. Like I said, I'd probably be willing to take like $600 for it. It's a mower that functions. It's just annoying. You have to like force both these handles apart to start it to make sure both of the safety switches are engaged or disengaged, however it may be. We'll see if this thing starts. You see what I'm talking about? It's funky and you gotta force them out. This may make somebody a good mower still. I'm just tired of messing with it, and I didn't want to get into replacing lots of parts in here and trying to bend stuff back. Let's see how many hours are on it. It says 807, but if the key was left on, could be a few extra hours. All right, well that's great. It starts and runs pretty easily, so. Well, they should be here any minute. Let's see if I can stash the camera somewhere. I mean, it starts and runs good.
What do you think was wrong with it?
I think we've got an oil leak. I was mowing with it, the deck's not level, and these handlebars, it was this way when I got it. They've been bent and they're all funky.
I'm just saying, do you make YouTube videos? I think I saw you just not that long ago.
I had a video about this mower about a month ago.
Really? Because I was like, wait, I recognize that choke.
But yes, no, I am a YouTuber. Alrighty, there goes the Husqvarna Z246. All right, so we just sold the mower. Really nice guy from pretty far away, but he had other business he was doing in the area, so he came by to check out the mower, and he was fully willing to pay the $750 that he offered. I went down on myself to $600 because I don't know how good that transmission is. I'm really happy he's buying it, and also the battery is probably not really good anymore since it got super drained. So I talked myself down on something for once. But he was a really nice guy. He's actually seen me and the channel. He recognized me from somewhere. He's like, I think I've seen you and I think I've seen this mower. And so he knows this mower is a project. He was prepared for that. He was kind of asking me some questions about it and fixing it. But it was really cool to hear that he had actually seen the channel, and that kind of motivated him a little bit to work on his own mower. Like, oh yeah, I can fix that. Hopefully it goes well for him. I know a lot of people wanted to see me finish up that mower. It's been here for a long time. It was a neat story, the elderly farmer that I picked it up from years ago, but I really wanted to get a little cash flow moving through so we can move on to some other projects and fund some other stuff. So we got that mower sold, that's great, but I wanted to show you guys some of the part sales that we've also had this summer and some of the failures. Some things worked out well and some things didn't, but we made a few $100s off of parts as well, so let's go back and look at that. All right, I think I've got a sale for this for $175. That's great. I just listed a couple days ago a bunch of lawnmower decks I had, well, 4 of them, and we got some interest in this one, so that's good. This deck is really not that heavy compared to a lot of decks. Perfect. Hopefully we sell it. All right, so I listed a bunch of scrap kind of here to see if anybody wanted parts off of this stuff before I scrapped it up. And I've gotten some parts requests, which wasn't exactly my intention because it's parts that I have that are not a part of that. But hey, I'm in business to sell parts, so it is what it is. Somebody is interested in these wheels and tires. This mower has a bad engine. 50 bucks for those two. Should be pretty quick and easy. Little chunk of change. Alrighty, let's get these pulled off. Perfect. I think we're gonna have to break out the big guns. There we go. Should be 50 bucks there. It should have been $50, but he ended up not coming. It just didn't work out. Long term, one of those tires did end up leaking down again, the one I think that was off the bead. But it's just frustrating how sometimes there's an assumption of what's being sold or not sold. I thought he was just kind of interested in the wheels. He never said anything about the tires holding air. I usually hope people assume that used tires don't hold air if they're being sold from a place that sells parts, but apparently that was part of his assumption, which is fine. It's just a little bit annoying because I don't view my tires as being good tires to sell. I view them as tires off junk mowers, which are generally bad tires. So anyway, I still have those wheels and tires. It sounds like we have a part sale. I've had this deck for a while. This was one of the decks from the free Cub Kit at Zero Turns I picked up probably, gosh, 2 or 3 years ago now. It was like a July 4th pickup. The decks were kind of damaged because the mowers have been used really hard. There's a reason that the mowers were free. We're missing the deck mounts on the back part here. You can see the well's broken and pulled out. I've got somebody who says that they have a 50-inch deck that has a crack in it. So if this one doesn't have a crack in it, then they're interested in it. I asked them about $125 for it, and they said $100, which was actually what I wanted to get. Happy about that. I don't like digging around in leaves like that because that's where you get lots of chigger bites and snakes could be lurking. Uncomfortable stuff. I'm gonna go grab some gloves. That's good. Smells earthy. Doesn't look too bad. Sending some pictures to the customer. Perfect. Okay, well, the deck looks fairly solid other than those broken out spots, so I think they'll be happy. Okay, I just noticed some damage here. Okay, this looks like the whole spindle got pushed up. I don't know if you can see that there's space under that one. This looks like it's bent there. I will take a picture and send it to him. We'll see, maybe he won't want it. Maybe it's trash. We'll see what he says. We'll wait. I went ahead and met the guy, and he looked at the deck and decided it would not work, so we still have this deck here. Happens sometimes. He didn't really have any welding capabilities. He'll probably end up taking the deck that he does have to a welder. It cracked out around one of the pulleys. Actually, it looks like there was like a plate that mounted here with some other pulleys, and that's kind of what he was concerned about because he didn't really have a good way to mount that plate back on there. We'll keep hanging on to this deck for a little while longer. Who knows, maybe somebody will want it for parts. We got to move on to other stuff. We may have a hood sale today. We'll see if that turns out or not. This hood, $75. We'll see if it sells. It's a pretty solid hood. It looked nicer when I first put it out here. It's been fading up. I've been noticing how it's been fading up, but yeah, the plastic looks pretty good from here. Hopefully they're interested and want to buy it. Well, all right. We made a sale that time. I think we got $75. I haven't actually counted it, but yeah, looks like $75 here, 50, 20, and some ones. So that's nice little sale. All right, so we have another potential part sale here. This one being a mower deck. Mower decks can be worth some good money sometimes. This is an old John Deere 48-inch deck that I probably didn't pay anything for. It's probably free with some other stuff. That one right there. A few weeks ago, I just started pulling some decks down from my stack of decks and listing them, and we already sold one of them, which was a Troy built 42-inch cut deck. Now this one, hopefully we sell today. This will be the second one recently. 48-inch John Deere, pretty decent shape, obviously missing a lot of paint, but this one pulley here is frozen up. I put some penetrating oil on there. It's still frozen, but I let them know that. I need to go ahead and throw this one in the truck so that I am ready to meet the guy when he's ready to be here. All right, we'll see how this goes. I have the deck listed at $200 and I'd be happy to get $150 or more. So we'll see what happens there. If they went down as low as 100, I'd probably still take it because I'd be happy to get rid of it. All right, so back at the house, we sold the deck and I went ahead and let it go for $160, which I am quite happy with. I actually could have easily had 180, so I had it 200. He said, would you go down any at all? I was like, okay, what are you thinking? And he was like, $20, so 180. And then after talking to him a while, I just kind of felt like I wanted to go ahead and give him another $20 off. I'm still happy with $160. That's a decent chunk of money, and got something out of my yard. So it's a win-win. As always, thank you so much for coming along and joining us on this story. Things are changing around here. We're trying to get stuff cleared out so we can move on with life and kind of focus and prioritize our time. So really glad to get that Husqvarna out of here. There's other mowers I'm going to try to sell and get out of here this fall if I can. Some of the OG garage stories. We'll see how it goes though. We've got other stuff to clean up. Working on getting some scrap metal out of here. That'll probably be the next video. Don't be afraid to get out there and break a wrench. Don't be afraid to make a mistake. But more importantly, stay safe and we'll catch you all on the next one.